Adventure Time. Ha ha ha. I guess well, trying to seem less like a floating head, but talk about Adventure Time a little bit, little bit, little bit. Um, mm, Adventure Time. Um, I want to say like I think some people have favorite characters. I don't know if I have a favorite character for like a lot of things. I mean, the only well, okay, maybe with the some anime I watch, like I have a favorite character, but it usually is because that happens to center around certain characters, and then everyone else is supporting, blah blah, and all that. I don't really, I don't see it like that. I just try to look at it as a world I get to view, that kind of outlook on it. Which I'm not saying that, if you don't have that outlook, blah blah. Anyways, um, I like Adventure Time. I started watching. Um, huh, Started watching November 2016, I think, around that time. I know because I was setting up for, I was doing a part-time job back then, and never mind, none of that's relevant. So Adventure Time, Adventure Time, Adventure. Um, the dog I hear. I don't know where that's coming from. Um, there's a lot to say. Honestly, you open this up, and Adventure Time is just this. Honestly, it used to feel so huge, Adventure Time, and I feel like they've kind of, gathered their strength about them. I like to use that phrase because with certain companies and stories and universes and whatever, I feel gathering their strength about them, it can really be a good thing. Example I gave in a video about DreamWorks is that Dream's really gathering their strength about them. They're putting stuff on Netflix, like the I mean, a new series is like Spirit and the Puss in Boots, the cat from the Shrek, and so I mean to watch that. I wasn't that. You know what? That's a Shrek. The Shrek world is an example of like me having a favorite character. I wasn't like against Puss in Boots, but he just like I don't know. I need more Shrek in my life or something. If they had a Shrek series, that'd be cool. Um, Adventure Time. You know, well, knowing what we do now, and I think people could speculate on whether or not this is the case, but the land of Ooh is like a mini continent, if anything. I want to say a mini continent. It honestly seems like the size of Australia a lot of the time, and it really might be. If you think about it. I mean, you look at like Finn's. Well, spoiler alert. I'm gonna spoil you. Finn's mom. She is. What is she? She has this like Australian kind of accent to me. I'm not sure that it's Australian, but I'm guessing that. And well, that's the only real detail. I mean, that's like, what is that? I don't know. Okay, well, let's not go too much far into geography, but Land of Voodoo though was kind of small with the new arc. Really, it's really like it's really a legit arc. Um, Elementals, and with these arcs, Elementals, Stakes, Elemental Stakes. I want to name some others, but I'm, you know them if you know them, but they have little arcs like that. When they do that, I would say is it a good or a bad thing? I don't know. I feel it's a good thing. The only thing that we're missing though is like I love the Adventure Time episodes when they do just like the most randomest thing that's kind of like the things in Adventure Time can connect. Episodes can connect to other episodes as like oh, this guy, we went on an adventure with him, and now we're selling him cupcakes, and because of a sword, I got, one episode, and stuff like that. And I like those episodes because it feels like the world can never end. Like, this is going to keep going on forever. Um, I forget when Adventure Time really started. I think it was like 2012 or something around that time. Um, and then I coming in late, being able to just just binge through the episode. And I rewatched them. I rewatched them like 3 times over all the episodes, and more than that a little bit. Some of the episodes. But man, I must, because I always say to myself like, I'm so envious of people who, I'm waiting week to week for this thing to come out, and this person is like, oh snap, it's like 26 episodes right here, right there. I think some series are better to binge watch than others, or are really meant to be like that, um, more than I think we think about it. Um, I think when you're ready to move on to the next episode, you'll be ready, and then you can move on. Um, Because I say with like the Dragon Ball Z series, the intensity of the action always made me kind of eager to see the next episode, but willing to wait because it's like it's a lot at once, and I want to like digest that. I can't take like too much intenseness at once. Um, I watched Gotham. Gotham's kind of like that, except it got in a way less intense after season one and more about a lot of inner politics. And in a way, you could say it was, like that about season one. But to me, it was like, I don't know. Every move had a very drastic reaction to the rest of the Gotham world in season one. And season two got into a lot of inner politics, which had a lot of back and forth, and you saw some losses, some gains, and anyway, back to Adventure Time. So, um, there's Fiona and Cake, and what I think what I want from Adventure Time is there to be a series of like a series called, well, not called, but a series that is miniseries. It's Adventure Time. Well, that's what maybe let's say that they call it that, and it's called Adventure Time miniseries, and it goes on for like 5 seasons, and all it is, or what it is like Marceline's backstories or her stories of things she's doing from her perspective, and Jake's stories and what he's doing from his perspective. Because honestly, one thing they've done is they've created everyone. They given them so much character at this point that it's too unreal. We don't want to stop seeing them. And I'm gonna see the Adventure Time comics. Like there are a lot of them, especially the issues and different. Um, they have Adventure Time. I think the regular main series, if it's really the main series, because they kind of have it like you could like there's a Fiona and Cake Adventure Time series, and then there's um, I think there's others. I'm not quite sure, but they do have like multiple different series for a lot of the different characters, and that's cool, and then that's great. Still want the miniseries. I still want the series of minis going on 5 seasons, 20 episodes, 15-minute episodes even. No, that's asking for too much, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I miss those days when episodes used to be 20 minutes. That feels like a reasonable amount of time. Like, no, but I tell you what though. I hated that they went from 20 to sorry. I hated that they went from 20 to 10 minutes. Um, 20 to 10 minutes. I mean, they did that like across the board. They didn't even like we're not even gonna reduce this really. We're just gonna now. Well, okay, it sort of happened. There was sort of a transitional period, but as soon as they dropped from 20 to 15 minutes for some things, everyone's like, all the companies are like, it's not enough. That's, I mean, for various reasons, whatever. I don't care. That's not enough. Like I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear you giving me 15-minute to 20-minute episodes again. Because there isn't, one of the things is like you want your, like, I don't know, some of the more successful or the best, stuff that I watch is 20 minutes. So maybe you should take a cue from that. I don't know. It's a bigger question. It's a bigger problem than how I'm facing it right now and saying, one longer episode. So I should get longer episodes. Star versus the Force of Evil. I'm sorry. One day I'll explain why I did that just now. Star versus the Forces of Evil. Star versus the Forces of Evil has 10-minute episodes, and then it has the next episode. Ooh, what's that? Then it has the next episode. Right after. Usually, I think I don't know how to really broadcast. I only ever see it online, and now I definitely have to see it digital purchases and stuff like that. Since it's really hard to see it at all in general. I'm gonna say, but the only thing is, like, I really hope that season 3, and hopefully maybe you'll be watching this in the future, in the near future, that season 3 comes out with 20-minute episodes. Like, I'm sure there's information online available on the run link time and what it probably will be. And I know it's like an unrealistic expectation, and it's probably not going to happen that it jumps from 10 to 20-minute episodes. But the best episodes of Star vs. Forces of Evil, not just because they were the climax of the certain points of those 2 seasons, they were in their own standpoints. I think because they were 20 minutes, because time was allowed to run through and things were allowed to get done. Like, when they get stuff done, when you let them have this world instead of just, I don't know. It's just like, I mean, I want to see, they go on adventures and everything, and that's cool, and it's like, you get this and that, and whatever. But, like, not enough of the conversations, not enough of the Star Code, not enough of the Jack or Marco, whatever. Not enough of, like, the conversations and the adventure are happening. And I think I think we could get better adventures out of that. I think we could see more of Star's world and Marco's world, or Marco's world is Earth. And, there's a lot of, I think, potential there. And I hope that it's 20 minutes, or I hope that Star vs. Force of Evil goes on for like a while. I think, people compare Star vs. Force of Evil with the replacement of Gravity Rush. They're like, oh, they're trying to replace Gravity Rush. Really, I think they're trying to compete with Adventure Time. And that sounds kind of, weird, weird, I don't know, different, but it's like, I think they're trying to do that. I think, I just like that the show goes on, and I think the creators or whoever, they believe in this world. They're gonna try to show us as much as possible, and I'm grateful to that. But I want, Disney's a tricky sort. Disney really is a tricky sort. But if the money is there, and the money seems to be, for that, then they'll keep it going. And I mean, as long as it needs to. I'm not saying like unnecessarily, putting, episodes for the sake of, money or anything. It may be great if all things continue to forever, like SpongeBob or something. SpongeBob is going on forever. Family Guy and I don't think anything wrong or bad comes from that, but I just want as much Star vs. Force Evil as possible. Because honestly, like season 1, like, okay, every episode is 10 minutes. I think season 1 was like 13 episodes or 26 maybe. I'm not even sure anymore. But let's say it was 26. That's 260 minutes. Not really. Okay, like Okay, more than 10 minutes, but less than 15. I definitely know that. So let's say 400 minutes. Like, you could binge watch that as a movie. I mean, I just shouldn't be able to binge watch cartoons as a movie. That's almost a quote, but I need something more refined to say than that to really make a statement that says, uh, but you get it. It's like, yeah, it's too short, it's too little, it's too late. Um, I mean, there's a comic of Star versus the Force of Evil, which I hope gets more off the ground than it is right now. And I know there was a commercial in the theaters I watched. I was really happy about that. I was like, oh yeah, it's our show. It's our, it's right here. It's in theater. It's a preview of, to watch the show when it comes on. Things like that. Like, they're trying to believe in Star versus the Force of Evil. Um, I think one of the reasons is it's really one of their. I'd have to look, and I'm sure a Disney fanatic would tell me otherwise, but I think it's their first ever Disney creation princess show. Like, Star is a princess. She's battling the force of evil. I mean, but I don't think they've ever done that for anyone who wasn't an established Disney princess. I know Rapunzel has like a mini series or something, but I don't think that they have a series like that. But I don't know. I'm not as aware of Disney's dealings as I could be. The only part of Disney that truly concerns me is Star Wars Review, Gravity Falls, and Gravity Rush, good game. Um, but also, Star Wars is big. The whole thing with Star Wars. But no, they're great with Marvel is great with Star Wars. And Disney's great with what they'll allow to happen in the Star Wars world. Although they have the thing about Disney, and I know this started with Adventure Time, and I've gone so off track, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I'll make another video if it's requested on Adventure Time and try to be more specific, or whatever I talked about, and be more specific if you ask. But Disney has so much money that they can pump out things. The I wouldn't even say the only problem with Disney. It's like, I don't know. It depends on it's money. It's really about money. I think Disney does try to push an agenda of trying to establish this. This is what we want you to believe in a way, but that's definitely not their main priority. And if money can break through the day, then Disney will say okay. Like, what I'm saying. Because if you look at Disney stuff, like, you can say it's childish, or if it's trying to bring you to a Disney church where they tell you to sit down, and when your parents talk to you to be quiet and respectful. Like, you say that, and that's sort of like the little bit of the case of some families or some people who do watch Disney, but it's like they are eh, they if if the average of Americans is tolerant with something, then so will Disney's tolerance of anything go up. And the Blood and Force Awakens, or the Spears and Death, and Tarzan the movie, and things like that just kind of show that Disney is, So I'm not here to defend Disney. I'm probably one of the people who've talked. Well, we used to talk bad about Disney the most, and honestly, I'm not sure that all that was earned for Disney. Although I don't think defending them is really necessary when they have so much money like they do. It's not like I'm defending like a little old group company, so I won't talk about it too much. But I know this began with Adventure Time. But I do want there to be longer cartoons. I do want there to be more commitment by companies to, put more into cartoons, like new comics, or little web series. Like, we'll pay for things if you just like tell us where and how to pay. Like, we'll pay for these things. Like, just tell us where, when, and if you give us episodes, stories, movies, whatever. Oh, there's a Star Wars Force of Evil movie. Then we'll pay for it. Adventure Time is probably one of Cartoon Network's best things, because they at this point they're so willing to put as much money as necessary, because it's making them Adventure Time's great. All right, see ya.